We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So
Ahmadiyyah.
the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and
Nobody knows why liars lie. Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side.
Country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good Uber cabbage and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act. Cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie. And you gotta tell him no. Said ain't got no special, you remember. Eve ain't got no special, you remember. Ricky ain't got no special, you remember. Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. P. Diddy or whoever you is. TVJ, 20 of them. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Please also do your due diligence and make sure that you're still subscribed. Okay, you should check at least once or twice a week. Y'all know how to be unsubscribing people. Okay, hello, Juju. Anita is here. Courtney J. Pearly, RG Titan. Laverne is in the house. Deronda. Okay, Sophie. All right. Juju said the queen is queening. Thank you, beloved. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. I see you, Pearly. Perplex is in the house. Trisha, We the People. Tylene is in the house. Okay, let's get this party started. Okay, the Democrats and the Republicans are acting like complete fools. And I'm not even joking, okay? This thing is like a real ghetto-fied reality show. Don't y'all think this is ghetto as hell? Everybody going for each other. All of these people just slinging mud. Okay, Trump can't talk about any politics or come up with anything worth listening to. So he continues to spew his nefarious insults at Kabami, which I find to be also hilarious. So, but let's get into it. Let's get into it because Christie went in on him. Christie says Trump retreating to greatest hits with Harris race attacks. The former New Jersey governor said that former President Donald Trump is retreating to his greatest hits by attacking Vice President Harris over her race. Now, he said this on ABC this week, saying that Trump falsely questioning and accusing Harris about not being Black, questioning her racial identity at the National Association of Black Journalists at the conference last week was an impulse move, not a strategic one. He said that the presidential race, as it gets tighter, Trump may just revert back to more personal attacks on his opponents. That's what Trump has always done. Why are they acting like this is something new? And as far as Trump attacking people's race, hasn't he always done that? Do you all not remember how he was talking about Barack Obama wasn't born here and that his birth, he needed to see a birth certificate and all that stuff? And then he was going in on, what's that lady's name? Oh my God, what is that lady's name? Remember the lady he calls her Pocahontas? Her name is on the tip of my tongue. The lady who was claimed, Marianne Warren, that's her. Marianne Warren was talking about she was a Native American, and Trump said she wasn't, and he was going in on her and calling her Pocahontas. She isn't a Native American. So did he lie? No. Kamala isn't Black. So did he lie? No. But now Trump is clearly nefarious. But at the end of the day, the truth is a light. So anyway, let's go to the video, because as soon as he thinks it's getting close, he goes back to the greatest hits. Okay, so I'm going to share this on the screen. Someone posted it to Twitter. I'm going to share my screen and put up an overlay. Then we're going to listen to it, because I find it all so interesting. Somebody said two can play the game. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, this is all just fun to me. This is all so silly. I mean, you can't help but laugh. Like, how can we take any of these people serious when they're all acting like clowns at a circus? And this is absolutely what they're doing. I'm talking about Kabami's acting like a clown. Okay, getting up there talking in a Southern accent. Do you all remember that Hillary Clinton did the same thing, spoke in a Southern accent when she's talking to Black folk? I'm going to play that audio with both of them side by side with fake Southern accents. Like, what is that all about? These people are clearly idiots. Okay, I'm sorry, it's true.
Impulse. You can't imagine that anybody who understands anything about politics would say, hey, here's a great idea. Go to the National Association of Black Journalists and question whether Kamala Harris is really Black or not. This is what happens, George, and this is how you can tell that this race is changing. Because what happens is when Donald Trump's ahead and he feels like he's comfortably ahead, he is willing to go with conventional, smart political advice. As soon as he thinks it's getting close, he goes back to the greatest hits. You saw this at the convention. When he didn't think he was getting the reaction he wanted from the beginning of the speech, he went back to the greatest hits. You saw it at the NABJ, and you saw it last night in Atlanta.
Attacking the Republican governor.
Right. Now, here's Brian Kemp, who he has attacked mercilessly since 2020. Sponsored a primary candidate against him, who, by the way, Kemp got 70% of the vote against in the primary, beat Trump's endorsed candidate. And this is a guy who won big in 2022 when lots of other Republicans up and down the ticket, including in Georgia, were losing. And so to attack Kemp is a stupid thing, but this is who he is, George. This is personal. He's juvenile. And so he's going to continue to attack not only Brian Kemp, but the women of Georgia should have heard loud and clear last night. He attacked First Lady Marty Kemp just as viciously as he attacked the governor. And that's the greatest hits. That's what he'll go back to.
Now, when he said that Trump is juvenile, I absolutely have to agree. He is so childish. In fact, he acts like a spoiled brat. Okay, and here's the thing. When someone can't debate you successfully on the facts, they can't debunk things that you say or whatever, yeah, they very often start to insult you and just throw jabs. But the problem with Trump is, as I told you before, Trump is very narcissistic. And at the end of the day, it bothers his ego when people say things about him. He's always bothered and butthurt and been out of shape. He needs to stop being so bothered about what people say, because people are going to talk about you in life. That's just how it goes. That's why I don't really care what people say about me, honey. I just laugh. But anyway, Trump takes it all so personal and gets so upset. Then he wants to lash out. And also he gets upset when things are not going his way. I don't know who taught him, that everything's supposed to go his way, but that's just an unrealistic expectation. Okay. And he sounds real crazy. Now, with that all been said, I told you I was going to share it with you that video of Hillary and Kabami both talking with fake Southern drawls. Oh, so nefarious. Please pay attention.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
You all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024.
On purpose said I cannot. Queen Sarah said, which, please? Southwest Houston said, cringe as F. Claudette said, both sound stupid. I don't feel no ways tired. We've come too far. And that, what? Where do they do that at? Oh, that's what the Democrats do when it's election time. This is all crazy. And I want you all to pay attention because, again, it's so insulting because they only do that when speaking to Black people. And did y'all hear the Negroes in the background cheering her on? Nobody questioned the foolishness. But if you thought that was ridiculous, look at this. Now, this was at the Trump rally the other day. Please pay attention.
Kamala Harris's vision is the exact opposite. Open borders and closed factories. Kamala Harris, she wants bigger government that can tell you what to do, and she also wants smaller bank accounts, which I think a lot of us have seen. But Donald Trump, by contrast, delivered record paychecks and the strongest border in history. What an amazing record of accomplishment. Kamala Harris wants to ban fracking and buy energy from every tin-pot dictator all over the world. Donald Trump wants to drill, baby, drill. Let's get it from our own workers and our own territory. Kamala Harris wants to raise your taxes, and she wants to make it easier for companies to ship jobs to Mexico and China.
Like, I can't take any of them seriously. Okay, so apparently Trump's campaign gave out those "you're fired" signs for them to hold up when they're talking about Kabami or any of the political rivals or opponents or whatever. But he's holding it up at JD Vance. So that backfired. This is all a sideshow. Like Juju said, he's hollering. I know, right? Oh, so crazy. And so anyway, please pay attention. At the end of the day, I find it all so nefarious. But let's continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, here's the thing. Russell Vought, who's one of the architects of Project 2025, well, he said get ready for it because if Trump wins and gets back in office for a second time, he's got a whole shock for Washington. This is what he says. Russell Vought, a Project 2025 architect, is ready to shock Washington if Trump wins a second term. And so Vought sounds like a general marching troops for combat when he talks about taming a woke and weaponized federal government. I just want you to pay attention now. These people down for Trump are talking about violence. He recently described political opposition as enemy fire that's coming over the target, while urging allies to be fearless to the point of attack and calling his policy proposals battle plans. That's what he said. Now, if former President Donald Trump wins a second term in November, Vought may get the opportunity to go on the offensive. So as chief architect of Project 2025, the controversial conservative blueprint to remake the federal government, Vought is likely to be appointed to a high-ranking post in a second Trump administration. That's the last thing anybody should need. And he's been drafting a so far secret 180-day transition playbook, okay, to speed the plan's implementation to avoid a repeat of the chaotic start that dogged Trump's first term. Now, among the small cadre of Trump advisors who has a mechanics understanding of how Washington operates, Vought has advised influential conservative lawmakers on Capitol Hill and held a top post in the Trump White House and later established his own pro-Trump think tank. Now he's being mentioned as a candidate to be Trump's White House chief of staff. I told you all this about 2 weeks ago. One of the most powerful positions in government, saying that if we don't have courage, then we will step away from the battle, he says. Now, in June, a former Trump aide, Stephen Bannon's War Room podcast, or while he was on the War Room podcast, he says, but our view is that's where the country needs us. And we're not going to save our country without a little confrontation. What makes them think they have to save the country? What are they saving it from? What are they saving it from? These people are extremists. I just want you all to pay attention to that. Some of these people have, in fact, been radicalized. But yet the government wants to sit there and try to act like black people are the problem, talking about black identity extremists, when they have all of these extremists and radicalized people just walking around. That's why they had somebody on the roof. And speaking of the roof, we're going to get to that in a minute. So, led by the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, Project 2025 is a detailed 920-page book or handbook for governing under the next Republican administration, a whirlwind of hard right ambitions, and its proposals range from ousting thousands of civil servants and replacing them with Trump loyalists to reversing the Food and Drug Administration approval of medications used in abortions. Democrats for months have been using Project 2025 to hammer Trump and other Republicans, arguing that to voters that it represents the former president's true and extreme agenda. Now, Trump in recent weeks has sought to distance himself from Project 2025. He posted on social media that he's not seen the plan and has no idea who's in charge of it. And unlike our very well received Republican platform, had nothing to do with it. Now, his campaign said on Tuesday that Project 2025's demise would be greatly welcomed, saying that day, Paul Dance, the project executive director and former Trump administration personnel, stepped down. But remember when I told you guys that he stepped down because of backlash from Trump? So they say Trump's attempts to reject the blueprint are complicated by the connections he's made with many of its by the connections he has with many of its contributors. More than 24 authors served in his administration, including Vought, who was director of the White House Office of Management and Budget. Well, we already talked about that, so we already know how that goes. Now, this man is sitting up here calling for violence, and I want you to pay attention, because how many people amongst Trump's peers, his colleagues, are calling for violence? Okay, Trump said himself early on during the beginning of the campaigning, he was talking about a bloodbath. And then they tried to downplay and act like he wasn't talking about anything physical. And then we had the guy last week, that senator, I forget his name, who was talking about a civil war and all of that foolishness. Now you have this man, Russell Vought, talking about battle plans and, weaponizing all the government and all of this stuff. So this is all real crazy. It sounds like, you know what? It sounds like they really do want a war. It seems to me like they're not going to be satisfied until they start one. Now, just last election, they had the fools go to the Capitol for a whole insurrection. Okay. Acting like, a bunch of thugs. Clearly, that's what they were. They all should have gotten life sentences, as far as I'm concerned. Because to do that, y'all don't think that was treasonous? Okay, at the end of the day, they should all get life sentences. And mind you, if Trump gets in office, he's likely going to pardon every last one of those idiots, all right, who should not be walking the streets, as far as I'm concerned. Now, you let that have been a bunch of black folk who went up into the Capitol and acted like that. What do you think would have happened? So anyway, I just find it all interesting. Now let's talk about this 22-year-old daycare worker caught assaulting a child. And this happened in Fulton County, Georgia. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Who's vetting these people when they start working at daycares and schools and all of that? Because this stuff is really getting to be problematic. Like, it's outrageous at this point. I'm going to put my overlay up. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
Worker's facing charges of child molestation after a parent says the worker assaulted his daughter. He says investigators told him the assault was caught on camera. Channel 2's Candace McGowan, live now in Alpharetta, outside the kids, our kids, right there on Webb Bridge Road. Candace, you spoke exclusively with the victim's father.
And George, that dad is upset. He says he's still trying to process all of this. He said what the school said, that this teacher had only been on the job here at Kids Are Kids for just 2 weeks.
I really just don't know what to feel. I am in shock. Like, I'm just confused more than anything.
This dad, who wants to conceal his identity to protect his daughter, said his little girl was upset when he went to go pick her up at this Kids Are Kids on Webbridge Road last Thursday.
The lady asked, like, who did it? Like, who hurt you? And she pointed at the teacher.
The details are graphic, but the 4-year-old girl told her parents and workers what happened, and police were called. The girl was taken to the hospital to be examined, and Alpharetta police say it was the next day. This teacher, 22-year-old Tulsi Patel, was arrested and charged with child molestation. The daycare boasts about cameras online, and that's where this father tells me the assault was captured on camera.
And what the detective told me about the bird, it sounds bad.
Ownership and management of Kids Are Kids on Webbridge said in a statement Monday they're turning over all available video evidence to the police, and this behavior is completely unacceptable and goes against everything we stand for as an educational institution. They say they're fully cooperating with investigators and have contacted the Department of Family and Children's Services. For this dad, he's still trying to wrap his head around all of it.
I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm almost every emotion I could think of or not think of. And emotions I've never felt in my life.
Yeah, and I did hear from a second parent who said she was notified from detectives that her 4-year-old might also be a victim. Investigators said that they're still looking into all of this. Now, I did put a full statement from this Daycare, Kids Are Kids, on our website, WSBTV.com. For now, live here in Alpharetta, I'm Candace McCowan for Channel.
Now, that's just a darn shame. And here's my question. So if they have cameras in there, when do they watch the footage? Do they only watch the footage when some parent complains about something that the child told them? Because if you ask me, they should be checking the footage at least a couple of times a week, if not every day. Okay? They should be checking that footage on a weekly basis is all I'm saying. Because why are you recording it? And then that way they can catch these things ahead of time, because at the end of the day, this person has very likely done this before. This wasn't their first time at the rodeo. And I want you all to pay attention, because I have told you all repetitively that these people who abuse children, they always try to get jobs and careers that puts them in close proximity to people's children. And what did I tell you they get jobs doing? Being daycare workers, okay, teachers, baseball coaches, working for the Boy or Girl Scouts, things like that, little league coaches. That's what they do, because they know they're going to be around people's children on a regular basis. All right, Sweetie said exactly. Should watch the footage daily. Exactly, beloved. That's what they should do, because you never know what these people are up to at the end of the day. It's just all low down and dirty. But anyway, there's more where that came from, because these people are all so sick. So let's talk about this prosecutor. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I really didn't finish up before you know what? I got ahead of myself because I really wasn't done with my political information. We can go back to it. But let's talk about this New York City prosecutor who resigns after he was filmed trying to meet up with a 13-year-old. He got busted by some internet vigilantes. And I would show you all the video, but I can't because it's kind of violent. It's kind of violent. I'll show you some of it, but I'm going to have to cover up some of it when they grab him. Hold on. Let me see if I can put an overlay up here to hide it. So anyway, let's talk about what happened. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Don't forget, it doesn't cost you anything to like. So this is what happened. A Bronx prosecutor abruptly stepped down and resigned after he was supposedly caught on video, allegedly attempting to meet a young boy he communicated with online. This is why you need to be checking your kids' online history, like I keep telling you guys, and who they're talking to on their phones and all that stuff. Now, and this is according to a clip that was posted by internet vigilantes who expose wannabe child predators. Okay, William C.C. Kemp Neal, age 30, quit his post in the Bronx District Attorney's office 4 days after the group Dads Against Predators posted footage of him filmed in the parking lot of the Target on East Sanford Boulevard and Mount Vernon. Now, in the clip that was taken July the 8th around 8:30 p.m., the video vigilantes approach a man identified as Kemp Neal, asking if he's Marcus. Now, almost immediately, Kemp Neal, who graduated from Fordham Law in 2021, starts to run. Okay, Kemp Neal made $84,990 as an ADA and handled mostly assault, harassment, and child endangerment cases. Can you imagine? The men give chase while yelling, "Excuse me, everybody. This man right here came to me, the 13-year-old boy." Also nefarious. Let me put his picture on the screen. It's good that people are airing people like him out. Everybody should be doing this as far as I'm concerned. Everybody should be putting them on blast. That's him right there. He looks a little young for 30. But nonetheless, was there to meet up with a 13-year-old. Now, like I said, I'm going to let y'all see some of this. I'm going to stop it. See if I can put something over it. I'm trying to see if I have an overlay I can put over it. Okay, so anyway, let me put this up on the screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance.
Excuse me, everybody. This man right here can you be the 13-year-old boy? This man is a pedophile, and you're saying Marcus is a pedophile trying to meet a 13-year-old boy. Let's go. Let's go. Get his bitch ass. He's trying to fuck a 13-year-old boy. Oh no. Yes, you are. Hey, what you here doing, Marcus? You trying to meet a 13-year-old boy? Yeah? You trying to be a 13-year-old boy, Marcus? Bro. This man's here to be the 13-year-old boy. No, you want to take him to get a milkshake, right, Marcus? No, I didn't. You didn't, Marcus? Now you got your ass in a full Nelson right here. Getting yoked up. Child predator in the Bronx trying to meet a 13-year-old boy. Excuse me, everybody. This man right here came to meet a 13-year-old boy. That's what you get for trying to meet a little boy. Child predator. Child predator right here. Yeah, you trying to get a milkshake with him, huh? You trying to get real familiar. What you trying to do? It was true. Hey, get your ass your fucking.
Now, what do you all have to say about that? Right, it all so nefarious. Hold on. What do you all have to say about that? Okay. I mean, shout out to them, like I said, for catching these fools, these perverts. And so anyway, here's what they say. It's so basically, after they put him in the full Nelson and all of that, and he was at Target. Now, he'd been talking to this child online. There's no telling how long. Okay, so the Mount Vernon police responded to the chaotic scene and questioned all of those who were present. And while no one was arrested, police said in a statement that officers encountered several individuals making allegations of wrongdoing and promised a comprehensive investigation. Kemp Neal was not charged with any crime. Let me show you all this picture of this idiot. This is all crazy. Look at this. There's a still shot of it. A darn shame. Why run if you ain't doing nothing wrong? Exactly. Okay. 504 Nola said bold and dumb. DJ Big Six said, wow, not charged. I know exactly, right? Claudette said the pink shorts say everything. What's wrong with pink shorts, beloved? Y'all are something else. Anyway, I just thought that was very interesting, okay? And then meanwhile, let me pull up this other story because this former mayor was doing the same thing, only she didn't just try to, she literally did it. According to reports, shaking my head. Former Louisiana Mayor Misty Clanton arrested and accused of having an extra relationship with a minor 5 days after abruptly resigning from her position as mayor. She must have known she was already caught and busted. Let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share.
News tonight as we cover South Louisiana. Just days after resigning from office, the mayor of DeRidder out in Beauregard Parish has now been arrested on rape charges. Misty Clanton is accused of having sex with an underage teen boy. She was taken into custody earlier today by the State Police Special Victims Unit. Tonight, Clanton is free after posting $75,000 bond. Clanton abruptly resigned from office 5 days ago ahead of a warrant being issued for her arrest, and Clanton's attorney tonight maintaining her innocence. Developing news tonight as we cover South Louisiana. Just days after resigning.
Darn shame. These people are just all sick. What makes them want to do things with children? Sick demons? The end of the day? I absolutely cannot. With these idiots. But anyway, let me continue. Now, what I wanted to show you guys, and I almost forgot, was first of all, Ryan Donald's. Let me pull that up real quick. And then also, I wanted you all to hear what Bernie Sanders said. I forgot to show you all this days ago when they were talking about Bernie Sanders endorsing Kabami. Likes up, everyone, please, like and share. First, no. First, yeah, let's go to Bernie Sanders first. I don't really fool with Bernie Sanders ever since someone asked him if he was for Black people getting reparations, and he said reparations, or what are reparations? Then he started talking about it being divisive. But it's okay that his people got reparations, mind you. That was divisive. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone, please, like and share. Here we go. It's all nefarious. Where'd my overlay go? Oh, there it is.
Kamala Harris was one of 7 sitting senators who challenged Joe Biden for the Democratic presidential nomination. 4 years later, Harris is the de facto nominee, and all of those other senators have endorsed her campaign, with one exception, Bernie Sanders. Earlier this week, the independent Vermont senator and progressive icon told reporters on Capitol Hill, quote, "I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that she becomes president," end quote, but stopped short of formally endorsing her. The Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders joins me now. Senator, good to see you. I want to talk politics, but first I have to tell you, my dad in Toronto, 89-year-old father, had like a heart valve replacement surgery and wanted me to make sure you knew that the only thing he paid for in our single-payer universal health care system was parking.
Well, I would hope that everybody in this country hears that, because we remain the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people. A lot to be learned from the Canadians.
Which would be great if that could be on the next president's agenda. It would involve more than winning the White House, but it would be great if we could get to that point. Whatever model one wants to choose, they're all kind of better than ours. So what is it that you would like to get in order to get your endorsement? What sort of commitments are you looking for from Vice President Harris?
All right, look, I'm going to do everything I can to defeat Donald Trump, clearly the most dangerous president in our history, somebody who doesn't believe in democracy, the right of women to control their own bodies. We don't talk about it enough. This guy thinks climate change is a hoax in the midst of us experiencing the warmest day on Earth on record. So he has got to be defeated. What I have worried about, as you know, Ali, for a long time, is it pains me as somebody who comes from a working class family that right now a majority of working class people support the Republicans who could care less about the needs of working families. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that the Democratic Party has over the decades turned its back on working people. And I think an important exception to that is Joe Biden. Joe has been the first president in American history to walk on a picket line, appointed a really strong Secretary of Labor, good people, National Labor Relations Board, and I think has put together the most progressive agenda and accomplishments of any president in modern history. But what I hope we can do in this campaign is let the working class of this country, white and black and Latino, understand that we understand the pain that they are experiencing. You know, we are looking at massive income and wealth inequality. Ali, the truth of the economy now, people on top are doing phenomenally well. 60% of our people live in paycheck to paycheck. We talked about healthcare. Our healthcare system is broken, dysfunctional. We got half of our elderly people trying to get by on $30,000 or less. We have a child care system totally broken. We have got to start paying attention to the needs of the working class of this country and stand up to powerful special interests who have enormous power, not only in the Republican Party, but I have to say in the Democratic Party as well.
So have you got I mean, clearly you've had this list because you can rhyme it off the top of your head. Are there particular commitments you want from Kamala Harris that you felt like you had from Joe Biden?
Well, as you know, President Biden supported a 100-day agenda, said that in the first 100 days, he would do things like expanding Social Security benefits. All right, 25% of our people, elderly people on Social Security, living on $15,000 a year. We can do that by lifting the cap on taxable income and extend the life of Social Security by 75 years. Medicare. Well, look, between you and me, as you well know, the Congress is not ready to move to Medicare for all, which I support. But you know what you could do and what the President Biden wants to do? Expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and vision. All right. We can raise the minimum wage to a living wage. We can cancel all student debt. We can put a cap on rising rents in this country and build millions of units of affordable housing. We could deal with the child care crisis. We can do those things and more and make it clear to the working class that we are prepared to take on the big money interests who have never had it so good. And by the way, in the midst of all this, Holly, we got to start talking about a corrupt political system as a result of Citizens United, where Elon Musk is now trying to buy the election for Trump, $45 million a month. Too many billionaires are controlling the political process. We got to end that. We got to overturn Citizens United and move to public funding of elections, in my view.
So there's nothing in anything you've said that would suggest that you'd spend a minute thinking about Donald Trump as a presidential candidate. So what's the difference between you working really hard to overcome Donald Trump's election as president and endorsing Kamala Harris?
Well, look, you know where I am right now? I'm in Manchester, New Hampshire. We just had a great town meeting here talking about the need to elect the vice president. We were in West Lebanon. I'm going to be in Bangor, Maine tomorrow, Portland, Maine. That's what I'm doing. But I think it's important for some of us to say, look, we know that there's a lot of big money in the Democratic Party. We want to make sure that the vice president is listening to the working class of this country, to progressives as well, and brings forth very specific ideas. These are not radical ideas.
I am sorry. He needs to sit down somewhere. Okay, I forgot I had taken myself off the screen before I removed it. But here's the thing. Now, that all sounded good. Bernie Sanders is very good at giving good talking points and saying things that he knows people want to hear. But at the end of the day, it's just all BS. Okay, that none of that stuff's going to happen at the end of the day, and he really doesn't care as much as he pretends to. Okay, he really doesn't, in my opinion. All right. Laverne said, cut our checks. That's all. Exactly. Like, I don't believe anything he says. Hey, Dragon Lily, Michael M., Anita, all hell no. Said he sounds congested. Where is his? Oh my God, you are so nefarious. Now he sounds congested. Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, he's just babbling. He's just saying things that he knows we want to hear. And then listen, he's talking about all this money that the Democrats have. Well, yes, they have lots of money. And, you know, remember, I think that's interesting that he said that, because if you remember back in 2021, when I broke the story and showed you all the proof and receipts, okay, where Black Lives Matter was sending all that money that they made in 2020, the $90 million, where was it going to? It was going to the Democrats, specifically Bernie Sanders and Biden, allegedly. That's what it said. They were two of the biggest vendors. Okay, so that money was going to them. All right, so at the end of the day, yeah, y'all do have money. Then talking about making, didn't he say something about, because I didn't get to hear everything. I had a contractor come to the door, but at the end of the day, didn't he say something about, what did he say? I can't remember. He said something about, something about the public funding elections. Isn't that what he said? Did I hear him correctly? What? These people are crazy. These people are crazy. Absolutely. Claudette said nothing but talk. Lifetime job of BS. Exactly. Dan said, how about we elect people who will actually do what Senator Sanders is saying? We complain, but then don't vote for the people who will do it. Thank you for your insight into the topic, beloved, and also for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Well, let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought it up. Here's the thing. Who's going to do it? Who's really going to do it, Dan? You see, here's the problem. We hear people saying they're going to do things. We have people come out and smile in our faces, and they kiss little babies, and they act like they're here for solutions. And then they tell us their solutions, their plans for changing and doing things the right way. And then we do elect these people much of the time, and they don't do a damn thing, just like the ones before them didn't do a damn thing. Now, just think about it. Isn't that what we thought when we all ran out and voted for Obama? Isn't that what we thought? We thought Obama was going to do something because Obama was charismatic and suave and educated, intellectual. He was well-spoken. All right. He looked like us, and he got up there and said, we can do it and we're going to change things. Yes, we can, and all of that, and had us all hyped up and pumped. And when we listened to his policies, the ones of us who actually listened, because some of y'all just voted just because he was Black, but I actually listened to what he was saying. It all sounded good. Just like what Bernie Sanders said sounded good. And at the end of the day, Bernie Sanders has fooled us all before too. When he was running, he said those same things when he was running. And so with that all been said, none of these people ever do what they said they're going to do. So it doesn't matter. How are we going to know who's who? How are we going to know? Just because they tell us, because they make promises, these people lie. And what we all need to start realizing and recognizing, I mean, we should know by now, most of the people who look like me that are in politics are what? What are most of the people? I'm going to see if y'all can say it. I'm going to see if y'all know what I'm talking about. Most of the people in politics who look like me, now I'm not saying every last one, there's always exceptions to the rule, but you all have to know that most of the people who look like me in politics, what are they? What are they? Let's talk about it. Here's what they are. That's what they are. Okay? That's what most of them are. And that is a fact. Okay? Like somebody had the nerve to tell me yesterday, talking about, they were talking about Biden hired all these Black people. He hired a Black Supreme Court Justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and he put her on the Supreme Court. First of all, Ketanji Brown Jackson is this. So what are you bringing that up for? I'm asking them, what are you bringing that up for? Like, that's really going to help us. The ones that they pick and hire are always that. Most of the ones who look like us are always that. The bottom line is this is all by design. There's no such thing as electing the people that's going to do anything in government for us, because they're going to see to it that those people that look like us are nothing more than sellouts. That's what they always have been, and that's what they'll always be. I mean, you all should know that after I showed you the video of Malcolm talking about decades ago, talking about how they're still doing the same thing that we're talking about right now. How they get these liberals who are supposed to be our leaders, but who do they always go and get? They go get these Black pastors. Okay, they go, and these are pork chop pastors. I'm not talking about the real pastors who are really putting in the work and really men of God. No, they go get the sellouts, the pork chop pastors, the pimps in the pulpit. That's who they go and get. And then they go get Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Uncle Luke from Two Life Crew, Kabami. That's what they do. So I'm sorry, the best that we can do, in my opinion, is, yeah, you can vote for those people that might be for your best interest locally. locally, because then you actually have a choice and a say-so. When it comes to governmental politics, at the end of the day, honey, they've already drawn the line in the sand. They're going to make it so that no matter who you pick, you're gored either way, because either the person's going to be blatantly not for you and going to let you know it, or the person's going to pretend to be for you and hide it, and then you'll get more of the same. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, but it's true. Dan said, that's true, Queen. Local elections are the most important. Yes, that's what we need to be focused on more so, because all this other stuff, it's just a clown show, beloveds. It is just a clown show. It's theater, okay? And it's all ghetto, and it's theater. Now, speaking of theater, let's go to Ryan. I almost called him Ronald McDonald. Let's go to Ryan Donalds and Christie. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here it is right here. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry you all have to listen to it. I know you all can't stand Byron Donalds, but they're talking about Harris's VP pick. Now, this came out yesterday. They're talking about Harris's VP pick, saying that it should be Josh Shapiro. Now, of course, Christie was talking trash about Donald Trump as it pertains to this. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Here we go. Now, these people are all nefarious as far as I'm concerned.
Analysts Donna Brazil and Christie, thank you all for coming in. I almost don't know where to begin after all of that. First of all, Chris, let's talk about where we just left off on the pardoning of those who who assaulted police officers.
Well, he's made this really clear, George, over time, and he's, in fact, Donald Trump has them singing before his rallies, singing the national anthem. It calls them hostages. It's he's going to do it. And so if he says he's going to pardon those folks, if he's elected, you could take to the bank that he will.
It's also clear, Donna Brazil, the Trump team is not going to back away from questioning the vice president's racial identity.
Look, I recognize some probably better than others. I'm excited about the choice that she will make later today. And as you well know, tomorrow the voting concludes for the delegates. George, it goes without saying, these last 2 weeks have been extremely difficult. Difficult in the sense that we didn't have a playbook. But what we utilized, of course, inside the Democratic Party was a playbook that Joe Biden and others put together to give us a very smooth transition. So the vice president is ready. I can't show my hands, of course. I have a couple of favorites, but as somebody who spent time in 2000
And I think it matters a lot for two reasons. One, it's going to show whether she's really trying to reach out to her entire party and by extension, the entire country. I think she needs to pick someone who's viewed as more moderate than her. I think she needs to pick someone who's got more governing experience at the ground level. That's why I think she will pick a governor. And secondly, I think it's really important because she's going to send a very clear signal about how she makes decisions. And look, when you're vice president, let's face it, you don't make a lot of decisions. The president makes those decisions, and you try to help him or her implement that, right? So I think that'll show that too. But look, I'm going to go where Donna won't go. Only reason
here, I know,
is to perform well over the next 2 weeks. If she does,
after all of that, first,
Mastriano, who was a
Okay, beloveds. I don't know why I thought Donald's was going to be speaking on there also. All right, it's sorry, something started happening with the connection. Now I thought Byron Donalds was going to be speaking. That's what I wanted to hear. But anyway, let's go to this last clip. Now, someone sent me this video. Someone sent me this video where someone is pointing out things at the rally that Trump was at when they tried to take him out. And he's pointing out some things, and I'm going to go over it. I just want you all to pay attention to this and listen to him, because he has it circled on the screen where the gunman was on the roof. And like, how did they not see it? See this man. This is all crazy. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to share my screen. Now look at this.
Look at this fella running across the damn building here. Do you really want me to believe that nobody who's supposed to be in the Secret Service, these sharpshooters, as much money as we spend on the Secret Service, they couldn't see this fella running on top of the damn building when everybody else could see it? Are you expecting me to believe that they didn't purposely let
Stop interrupting me.
Go ahead,
You
Senator.
are refusing to answer clear and direct questions. I am asking the relative difference in the number of agents between those assigned to Donald Trump and those assigned to Joe Biden. I'm not asking why you assign more to Joe Biden. I'm asking, is the difference, is it 2x? Is it 3x? Is it 5x? Is it 10x?
Senator, I will get you that number so you can see it with your own eyes.
A whistleblower claims that Mr. Rowe himself is to blame for the security lapse that led to the shooting.
Republican Senator Josh Hawley says he's learned from a whistleblower who claims gunman Thomas Matthew Crooks could have been stopped, but the Secret Service agents who would have done it were not at the July 13th rally, according to a series of allegations shared by the lawmaker, who says he's been told Secret Service Acting Director Ronald Rowe made cuts to the agency's counter surveillance division, which includes agents responsible for threat assessments.
They're not looking for facts. They're not looking.
The Secret Service has not talked to us at all about the incident.
You've not talked directly to the Secret Service, then Director Cheadle, Acting Director Ronald Rowe. They've not reached out to you, neither one of them.
None of them.
I mentioned.
Now, y'all don't find that suspicious? That the Secret Service has not reached out to the local law enforcement to tell them what's going on, to talk to them or whatever? Okay, this is all crazy. This is all crazy. Now, Van Tran says this was staged. How did his ear heal so fast? He did this right before the RNC and showed up with a bandage saying he was shot, but who stops to pose for a photo op while an active shooter is there? Well, here's the thing. I don't think it was staged. I don't think it was staged at all, specifically because I had a dream about someone doing something to Donald Trump. But here's the thing. I find this all interesting. Now, I absolutely think that the Secret Service was in on this, like I told you all 4 years ago in my dream. And what's interesting to me is that Secret Serviceman who was sitting there talking to Ted Cruz and trying to be so evasive and giving the details and talking about, oh, I'm going to send it to you so you can see it in person. Why don't you just answer the man's question? But what's interesting is that man looks like the same man that was in my dream 4 years ago when I told you all I dreamt it about the Secret Service being involved in them trying to take out Donald Trump. That man looks just like the guy that was in my dream. And so maybe that's why he's being so evasive. Maybe he was behind it or had something to do with it. I don't know. But I find it all very interesting. He didn't want to answer any of those questions. And how could they not have seen that man on the roof? And then the man was spotted in the crowd and all of that, and people warned them and nobody did anything. This is all crazy. Now, as far as Trump putting a bandage on his ear and all of that, well, we already know Trump was trying to milk it for all it's worth, in my opinion. Just because he was trying to milk it, because that's who Trump is. That doesn't mean it was staged. I definitely don't think they would have staged something that would have cost people their lives. Okay, not for something so minuscule at the end of the day. But nonetheless, this is all crazy. This is all crazy. So with that all being said, Shakur says Sleep Joe and Democratic Party was trying to take Trump out. Somebody was definitely trying to. Okay, somebody was definitely trying to. Sweetie said they saw him. Michael says Kay may not have committed the crime, but she drove the getaway car. Okay. Lady said, you are weird so long. Are you talking to me? Are you saying I'm weird? Why is the queen weird, beloved? Do you need me to drop you the link, lady? It's always somebody who I've never seen in the chat before saying little slick stuff. Why am I weird? You are weird so long. What does that even mean? What does that mean? And one thing is, I'm so annoyed with people using the word weird so loosely. Okay, weird has a definition. You don't get to just call people weird because they're saying or doing something you disagree with. Okay, that's what you don't get to do. Now, if you're talking to me, I need you to explain in the chat before I block you. What is it about the queen that's weird? All right, let me drop the link so you can tell me in person. Y'all know I got time today. All right. I have some contractors coming at 2:00. They just came. I told them I'm on live. They said, great, we'll go to lunch and come back after it too. So let's get into it. I just dropped the link for Lady to tell me how I'm weird. And you said for so long. Well, the question is, how long have you been watching me? If I was weird, why did you keep watching? I have questions. Doesn't that make you weird? Okay, please make it all make sense. Nancy X said, why are you here if it's so long? Like, come on, just leave. Exactly. I mean, don't I always say, beloveds, at the beginning of the broadcast, if you don't like what the queen is cooking, exit stage left. Why would you sit here? Why would you sit here? I have questions. Geronda said, I knew that link was going to be dropped today. Sweet D said, let's go, lady, please click the link so you can explain to us all why the queen is weird. All right. Laverne said she's weird for being in here. I mean, exactly. If you don't like what the queen is cooking, why are you here? They think they really be saying something. This is all crazy. Anyway, let's see what John Jones says. Get real. Only one body wanted Trump out. It was the person who grew comfortable being ignored his whole life. The range finder was part of the cult's language. You cannot understand that? No, I can't understand that. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, so yeah, I don't understand that. I have no idea what in the hell you're talking about, sir. Does anyone else know what John Jones is talking about? Let me read this again. He says, get real. One body wanted Trump out. It was a person who grew comfortable being ignored his whole life. The range finder was part of the cult's language. You cannot understand that. No, I can't. No, I can't. What cult are you talking about and what's their language? Okay, I have questions, sir. No, I can't. You get real. How about that? You can get real and go to another channel. All right, lady, I'm still waiting on you. Okay, so anyway. Darnell says so long means bye, I think. Oh, okay. Is that what they were saying? Okay. Antoinette said, maybe John needs the link to Queen. I mean, hey, too late now because I blocked him because he didn't look like me and he was talking slick. When you don't look like me and I can tell and you come here talking slick and greasy, talking about some, don't you get it, and talking about cults and all that stuff. Listen, I don't know about your cults. Okay, Queen Sam said, Jim Jones Neff wagon, get your Kool-Aid or whatever, okay? Oh, hell no, said y'all acted up on the Montgomery Brawl anniversary. Is today the anniversary? Huh. Time goes by so quickly. You mean it's been a whole year? Wow. DSB said, I don't think Lady is coming up. She doesn't want the smoke. I guess not. I guess not. At the end of the day, she was the one weird for sitting in her listening to the Queen, honey. She didn't like what I was cooking. But anyway, I digress. Let me just move right along. Okay, I think that's it for now, beloveds. Tomorrow, I'm going to be dropping some receipts on Kabami and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Okay, I think I'll do Kabami tomorrow and save him for the next day. But let me show you all something. What's this right here, you guys? Please tell me what y'all think of this, because to me, this was just flat out elder abuse. Okay, this was elder abuse, how they did poor Jesse Jackson. Please pay attention. What in the hell is Stevie kissing on Reverend Jesse Jackson like that for? What was that all about? Okay, Al Khalifa said stock market looking crazy. Okay. Cosmic said Cosmic Thought said she didn't want the Queen's receipts. Christopher said he looks dead. It looks like he's astonished. Like, why is this man kissing me all about my face? This is all crazy. Anyway, with that all being said, I'm out of here. Everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel. Don't subscribe to the channel. Whatever you want to do, whatever suits your fancy, because the Queen's going to be live again tomorrow regardless. Okay? Regardless of the haters, the naysayers, the doubting Thomases, okay, whomever, I'm still going to be here. Okay? Face it. All right? So if you don't like what I'm cooking, please just keep scrolling. It's okay. No one's holding you hostage to this channel. I don't know why people feel compelled to keep listening and then cry about it. I just don't get it. But anyway, with that all been said, everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this day. Listen, for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, I will be live on there today at 6:15. Okay, so don't miss it. I'm going to be on the spiritual channel at 6:15. All right, so in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't see the broadcast last night, the interview that I did on the main channel with Rihanna's former publicist, please go back and check it out. All right, I'll see you next time.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the Queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the Queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the Queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings much water mighty you does. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got